Hi friends, welcome back to my channel again. So in this video I will explain you about how the reproduction of flowers in the plants takes place, and I will explain you about the structure of ovule, and I will also explain you how a flower will turn into a fruit. So let us move into the topic. So friends, many of them are not aware about the basic parts of the flower. First, I will give you the introduction, and I will also give the introduction about the typical structure of a flower. So, in flower, there are mainly four parts. You need to remember: one, two, three, four. The first part is stalk. Stalk of the flower. Stalk is also called as pedicel. And the second part is petals, which we are well known about it. Petals are also called as corolla. And the third part is pistil. Fourth part is stamen. So first, coming to the stalk or pedicel, we can observe the green colored structure at the bottom of the flower, which helps in the catching of the flower. To catch the flower, we will catch the green colored particle substance. If this is a flower, this total part is flower, and for catching we will touch the green part which contains leaves. That part is called stalk or pedicel, that gives the protection to the inner parts of the flower. And petals or corolla, we are well known about the petals. The colored part of the flower are called petals or corolla, that gives out a nice fragrance to attract the insects like honeybees, etc. And coming to the pistil, pistil is the female reproductive part of the flower. Reproductive part, RP. Stamen, stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower. Male reproductive part. Stamen consists of two parts. They are anther and filament. And pistil consists of three parts. They are stigma, style, and ovary. So here stamen consists of two parts and pistil consists of three parts. So this is all about the introduction to the flower. Now with the help of a diagram I will explain you how the reproduction takes place in flower and how a flower turns into fruit. So let us discuss. So friends, by the way, flowers are of two types. They are unisexual flowers and bisexual flowers. If a flower contains only male or female, any one of them, any one reproductive part, then it is called as unisexual flower. That is either stamen or pistil. Any of them if flower contains that, then that type of flower is called as unisexual flower. Coming to the bisexual flower, if a flower contains both male and female reproductive part, that is if a flower contains both stamen and pistil, then that type of flower is called as bisexual flower. Now I will draw a bisexual flower. I will draw only the male and female reproductive parts, and the another parts such as petals and stalk or pedicel I will not draw. See friends, this is the female reproductive part. So this is the female reproductive part, and these are the male reproductive parts. Actually, there are still more one. Totally, there are four male reproductive parts. Means four number of anthers, but as there is no place, I drawn like this. So this is female reproductive part and this is male reproductive part. And here the pollen grains are present inside the Answer of the stamen means answer of the male reproductive part. Actually, this is stamen, male reproductive part, and this is the pistil, female reproductive part. This is the anther of male reproductive part. If you observe, anther contains pollen grains, and this is the filament. The lower part of the anther is called filament. And if you observe, this is called as style, this is stigma, and this is ovary. This is called ovary. This part only will turn into fruit after fully developed, after reproducing. So, in which way the plant reproduce? Here you can observe there are pollen grains. The pollen grains will reach to the style of the female reproductive part. Then the first step of the reproduction begins. First, from these pollen grains, let us assume one pollen grain. One pollen grain will fall on this, in this manner, and it will reach here. So if you observe, this is the pollen grain that had reached here, and from here, when it reached here, a pollen tube is created in this way, and it is attached here. And it is attached, there is connectivity to the ovary directly, to the bottom of the ovary. So inside the ovary, the ovules are present, means they are similar with the pollen grains. It depends on the number of ovules, depends upon the type of the kind of the plant. Means in some plants there is single ovule, in some plants there are 2 ovules, and in some plants even there are 100 number of ovules. So let us assume there is single ovule in the ovary of this kind of plant. This is the ovule. So I had said when the pollen grain reaches the style, it will create a pollen tube. That connectivity will be destination will be to the bottom of the ovary. And if you keep aside this topic, first I will explain you here what is inside the ovule, structure of ovule. So actually there are 7 cells in the ovule. If you observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Top and bottom consists of 3, and center one consists of single. Here in the bottom middle cell is called as egg cell. Bottom middle. Here in bottom there are 3 number of cells, and in bottom the middle one is called egg cell, and the remaining 2 leftover 2 cells are called as synergids. One is egg cell, and the remaining 2 are called synergids. And the top also consists 3 number of cells. Those 3 number of cells togetherly called as antipodals. Antipodals. And this center one, which you are seeing, which is the largest one of all the cells, is the center one, and this center one is also called as polar cell. There are 7 cells and there are 8 nucleus. Means why? Because the center cell consists of 2 nucleus, and the remaining 6 cells consist of single nucleus. So total there are 8 nuclei. 7 cells. In 7 cells, 3 of them are called as antipodals. One is egg cell, 2 are synergids, and one is polar cell. If you here egg cell is 1, synergids are 2, and antipodals are 3. Polar cell is 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the statistics of the number of cells present in the ovule. and the middle one contains a microscopic sac-like structure. Here there is a sac covered by this polar cell. In that sac the food and water is stored. So this is about the structure of ovule. Now coming to this topic, reproduction. Here I had said it will create a pollen tube, and the pollen grain travels in the pollen tube in this way, in this path, and reaches to the bottom of the ovary here. And from the bottom of the ovary, it will create a pollen tube connecting to the ovule, connecting to this ovule, and it will reach the inside the ovule. It will reach to the end of the ovule, and that pollen grain will supply two nuclei. Two nuclei inside the ovule means it will send two number of nucleus inside the ovule. Here if you observe, nucleus number 1 and nucleus number 2. So from here what happens? Now we had completed all the role of the reproduction in role played by these parts in the process of reproduction. We have completed. Only now we have to see in ovule how the reproduction process takes place. Now I will draw only one ovule and I will explain you. Friends, now I will draw the only ovule. So ovule is usually very small, equal to the size of the pollen grain, very small, but I will draw big for the better understanding. So if this is the ovule, so there are 3 cells at top of the ovule, 3 cells at bottom of the ovule, and here the polar cell is present. Total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 number of cells are present. This is called as egg cell. Egg cell. And these both are called as synergids. Synergids. And these 3 are called as antipodals. Here I written already. And this one is called as polar cell. Polar cell. And each cell contains one nucleus. One nucleus it contains. And here it contains 2 nucleus. And this, here I said there is a microscopic embryo sac-like structure which stores the food and water, and this microscopic sac is composed of gametophytic cells. Means this sac is made up of some cells, as every organism in this earth are made up of cells. For example, if you take human being, in human being there are millions of cells are present. Like that, here also this tissue gametophytic, it is composed of gametophytic cells, means a group of gametophytic cells formed as this microscopic sac like tissue which helps in storing of food and water. So here I said pollen tube is created by the pollen grain. Here the pollen grain will reach up to here, and it will send 2 number of nucleus inside the ovule. From here inside the pollen grain, this is the pollen grain. From the pollen grain 2 nucleus it will send. And now what happens, let us discuss. So when it will send 2 nucleus, these are 2 nucleus, one nucleus will fuse with the egg cell. This nucleus will fuse with the nucleus present in the egg cell, and it will form as zygote. Here it will fuse. Here there is one nucleus. Here in egg cell also there is one nucleus. So here one nucleus will disappear. Here both nucleus will fuse, and here it forms zygote. Let us take the zygote diagram in this manner. So here zygote is formed. So next, what about the remaining nucleus? This nucleus, what happens? If you observe, there are 2 nuclei in the polar cell. These 2 nuclei fuses to form a big single nuclei. and this nucleus is called as fusion nucleus. This single nucleus is called fusion nucleus because both nucleus are fused. Both nuclei are fused to form single fusion nucleus. Then this nucleus, male nucleus, fuses with the female nucleus. So it will also fuses with the female nucleus. Then at last it forms as a big nucleus. And it starts developing into embryo. In this manner, in some structure, it will develop into embryo. So friends, don't confuse. Inside the ovule only, the embryo will be developed. So what happens next? Let us discuss in the next video. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.